Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, November 28th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Welcome back to another edition of RxMuscle.com's Recap Wednesday. We're jumping right into today's show with a rundown of the only action on the docket for last weekend, the highly anticipated IFBB Romania Pro. And in the men's open, one of our old buddies, Max Charles, punched his ticket to the 2019 Olympia by putting together the best look of his season to earn the win. The 212 title went to Hungarian powerhouse Kokeni Bella, and over in the classic physique, Frenchman Wouliad Belout delivered the goods to earn his first career win. The top honors in men's physique went to another Frenchman in Youssef Judy, and over on the women's side, Spanish dime Laura Pintada Chinchilla set the pace early and never looked back as she cruised to the easy win. The women's bodybuilding was dominated by our old friend Monique Jones, who was spectacular as ever. Just as we predicted right here a few weeks ago, Darian Borello brought home the title in fitness, while in figure, Odon Zhang brought one of the craziest structures I've seen all year to score a huge victory here. And wrapping things up with another win in the bikini division was the flawless Chris Pajares. People think that struggling is waking up every day and trying to figure out how you can jam 25 hours worth of stuff into a 24-hour period. But the real struggle is waking up every day and finding a new way to challenge yourself after you feel like you've already reached your limit. This week we saw our old buddy Terrence Ruffin step up and accept the challenge again when he released a handful of new updates to give his fans a quick look at what he's working with these days. According to reports, Ruff Diesel is tipping the scales somewhere in the neighborhood of the 180-pound range and is looking to start turning up the gas here sometime over the next few weeks. Pound for pound, I think this guy is probably the best presenter in the entire classic physique division right now. But given how fast this division is changing at the top, it'll be interesting to see what his approach is as we start to make our way towards 2019. Monday, I saw an interview with former UFC champ Jon Jones where he told Max Kellerman and that obnoxious loudmouth Stephen Smith that he believed that he was still the best fighter on the planet. And right in the middle of watching that, I couldn't help but wonder if Ahmad Ashkanani doesn't feel the same. With all the talk about the Derek Lunsford and Hadi Chupins over the last few months, somehow it feels like we've run out of love for the former Arnold Classic champ and Olympia runner-up. Right now, the 212 division is completely up for grabs. So if Jon Jones can come back after a 2-year layoff, why can't Ahmad Ashkanani get his glutes back in gear to take advantage of what's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? I know that traveling isn't everyone's thing, but if you're one of those people who has a travel bug, you need to put a trip to Australia on your bucket list because it has to be one of the coolest places on the planet. But don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and ask Sergio Oliva Jr. A few days ago, we saw Sergio post up a few highlights from his latest tour down under, which seemed like it must have been one hell of a time based on that giant golden cheeseburger I saw him throw down. In this new era of international fitness, if I were a guy in Sergio's place, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But hopefully while he was down there, he stopped into Doherty's gym to show Josh Lenartowicz some love, because odds are these two will be seeing each other on an Olympia stage sometime real soon. I'm about to drop some knowledge on you. Usain Bolt was always the fastest kid in school. Shaq was dunking on adults when he was 10 years old, and Flex Lewis stood up in the crib and hit a most muscular shot that probably could have won the New York Pro when he was only 6 months old. You know why? Because some dudes are just born with genetics that are so elite, it's like aliens dropped them off from another planet. Flex Lewis is one of those guys. And Neil Hill released a picture this week that showed Flex looking like he could win another Olympia title right now. And that picture was taken only training once in the last 2 months and eating like a, quote, normal person, 3 meals a day. Listen, folks, Flex has the greatest work ethic and the greatest genetics in the history of the 212 division. Case closed. Genetics are the ultimate equalizer. So remember that before you post your next insane social media nonsense. Flex Lewis is the best because no one can outwork him. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.